So I just said, screw it. Oh, okay. Hi, guys. That's fine. I mean, it's not like I would say anything that I wouldn't say to everyone else anyway, so. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready whenever.
Alright, awesome.
Awesome.
Just want to turn. Pause this music. Unmute. Awesome. You might be able to hear me. Definitely hear you. Sure your mic on. Your mic.
Oh, because, yeah, you're. They can probably hear you on my mic. So, hi, guys. How's it going? Welcome to Splatoon, aka Splatoon 64.
Just count down when you're ready.
Alright, real quick, we need people. Type 1 in the chat if you want girl, type 2 in the chat if you want boy. We need this fast. No. What's 3? Shoot. I didn't think of that. 3 is the odd. About that. I'm sorry to disappoint. There's no otter. Oh god, they're rolling in. Okay. I see a lot more 1s and 2. Nope, there's no 3. I'm sorry, we can't play as the otter. Okay, I see girl. I see 0? I can go 0. Alright. The rest I'm gonna leave up to my random choice. All right. If we're ready on timer, and don't assume their gender. All right, whatever. On go. I'm ready to go. So, time on 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So this is Splatoon. Any percent. I'm Kingj044 if you don't know. And we are going to be funky fresh. Starting off, we have to go through the tutorial. If you're kind of familiar with the NGA formula, or you've been to a past NGAs before YeGA, you will know that I'm known for running New Game Plus, and that involves no glitches. However, this any percent is completely the opposite. Any percent starts from the tutorial instead of just starting from the story. We actually have to go through the tutorial. We have to go through all the world building, stuff like that, and then we actually have to enter the story. So we got a good 5 minutes of doing nothing until we beat our first level, and then it actually starts to get interesting. So for the first, now my gameplay looks really weird. Just want to mention, I'm not used to using motion controls. I never use motion controls in this game. However, I am going to be using motion controls just for the tutorial because you have to. I will turn them off as soon as I get the option to. And yeah, there we go. That's the tutorial of the run. Nice. I'm sorry, yeah, there's no otter. I can't do anything about that. Don't worry. So I'm going to quickly explain how Splatoon works for anybody who is new to this kind of game series. So in Splatoon, you play as kids that can turn into squids. And it's a third-person shooter from Nintendo. And basically every bullet that I shoot, those bullets fall on the ground and make an ink trail, and I can swim through them as a squid. And I also swim faster than I do as if I'm running as a kid. And I can also jump higher as a squid. And so using that kind of stuff, we're going to be performing some glitches and trying to beat the story mode as fast as possible. So here's just our little hub worlds. This is normally where you would go to. This is more of an online sort of game, but there is a story mode on top of it. And this is more so for the online, like that big tower in the center of Indianapolis Plaza. That is for all online stuff, and we don't care about online because we're just going to play the story mode, which is that creepy old dude over there who's hanging out in his manhole. So I think we should go over there, don't you guys think? Alright, so I'm going to go, before I go there, I'm going to turn off motion controls just to do that, and go ahead and tap on Octo Valley. So this is where the run actually starts. That was all the tutorial stuff like that, and now we're actually going to get into the run. So you may notice that I'm playing on English text, and if you're wondering if this is like the fastest text or anything like that, most of the text in Splatoon is auto-scrolling text. So the fastest language is Italian, but I don't have an Italian Wii U, so I can't do that, and the Wii U is region locked, so I can't choose Italian as my language for the game. So instead, it just loses, like, I think 2 seconds in order to use English, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just a minor setback. But it's basically the story of this is that we are the new Agent 3 of the Squidbeak Splatoon, who are going to be, we're going to be taking out the Octarians, who are still waging war over the great turf war from 100 years ago. And we have to go through these different levels just to progress and take out these Octarians. So this is where you see how the multiplayer is like, kind of. It's not like the online where you play as, or you play against like real life people. You're just playing against these little CPUs or these AIs that are these Octarians. And we have sub-bombs, like we have bombs that we can throw that have a little bit more range, and then we have our gun. All this stuff can be upgraded. We can also unlock more bombs later on. That we can use, and it's very important that we do so, that we unlock those bombs, and I'll get to the reason why in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm really messing up here, hold up. Also, in order to recharge my ink, I do have a limited amount of ink, and in order to recharge, I have to go into my ink as a squid, and that'll recharge my ink. I don't know how many times I said ink in that sentence, way too many times is probably the right answer. There is a collectible in this little area here called the Sunken Scroll, for those of you who have played this game before. I'm not going to be getting them. That's for a category called All Scrolls, which I still have not run yet. I do plan to run that, though. It's a very fun category. It's like I guess it's as close to 100% as a category is going to get, unless you want to do max percent, which no one will ever do, where you have to speedrun the online as well. Anyhow, so there are keys that we have to get as well to unlock certain areas of each level. So all that mixed together, we have ourselves a pretty beefy campaign. Now, as for skips going, as far as skips go, there's one major skip in this run that is actually pretty hard, and it's like the major glitch that you have to do, and there's no way to do any percent if you don't do this glitch, and it's called World 4 skip. And I'll get into it when I get into it, but it's probably going to take me 1 or 2 tries because I'm bad at it, so just get ready for that. Yeah, can we get an RIP for Miiverse? I mean, Miiverse isn't really used for this because of, there wasn't really anything for Miiverse in Splatoon, but poor Wii U just got lost. Alright, so I totally forgot, I haven't ran any percent in a while, so I'm very prepared. However, I do remember that I need 100 of these power eggs that I'm collecting, these little balls, or these spears, sorry. I need them in order to get an upgrade before the next level starts. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get as many as I can. I'm at 68 right now, and I need 100 so I can buy Seekers, which are going to be our most important bombs that we get in the run. And you get these eggs by just shooting enemies and shooting them and collecting them. We're gonna do a little skip here, just gonna jump over the edge, and there we go. It's just a little bit easier. It's actually not faster. However, it's for people who are using not using motion controls like myself, because it's less accurate. So, but I feel more accurate without the motion controls. Thank you very much. And again, it actually loses time if you don't use motion controls, because you have to take the time to turn them off at the beginning of the run. So most people do run with motion controls. Oh my god, there we go, please. Okay, fine. Thanks for not jumping. However, I'm just not good with them. I am having a very hard time with this wall. Alright, so I'm actually going to go a little bit safe here. I'm going to need to get some extra safety boxes here. I'm just going to go ahead and wait here for those guys to come for me. So I'm going to go ahead and take it a little bit safety because I am low on eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and wait here for these guys to spawn and then kill them all. There we go. And then I'll get the safety box here. And then I'm just going to have to get one of these balloons. So what I'm doing right now is called cannonless. Normally, in order to climb this wall and scale it, you're supposed to use... oh god, that was bad. Okay, you're supposed to use a cannon to ink the entire wall. There we go. However, I do not have access to the set cannon, so I'm not going to use it. Well, we do have access to that cannon. However, it is faster just to scale the wall like this. It's much harder to do this when you don't have an upgraded gun, so hopefully... There we go. And I have exactly enough fish eggs to continue on with the run, so... I had to go out of my way a little bit, because I was supposed to get a few boxes in the first level, and I just completely forgot to, so... Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're just going to go ahead and upgrade our gear and buy Seekers. Seekers are by far the best bomb for unlocking levels, because in order to unlock the levels we need to blow them up with ink to unlock them, and Seekers take one hit to basically get them to 90% damage. So the reason why we're getting Seekers, there are 3 types of bombs: Seekers, Burst Bombs, and Normal Bombs. And the reason why we're getting Seekers first is because of this. They create a path in front of us that we can just run behind, and it's very, very helpful because we don't have to ink the path. That saves that amount of time, and we can also just continue swimming. And swimming in fish... Did I say fish form? Squid form is the fastest form of movement in this game. So we want to stay in the ink as much as we can. Right here we're going to get a special. It's a little bit slower to use a special. However, since I don't have a powered up gun, I'm not going to take the chances with shooting those guys. I'm just going to be a wimp and do the noob strats. So 80% is definitely not my main category, and it's also the most competitive Splatoon category. So yeah, I'm glad I get to run this at least once in a marathon. Again, I'm more used to running either the Amiibo missions or New Game Plus. Alright. So, this is a fairly straightforward level. This is the last level of World 1 before we get to our first boss fight. And the boss fights are where Splatoon really shine. Why? I'm sorry if you hear dogs barking in the background. You can never stop that. Franker-Z's in the chat, please. There we go. And that's the first level. Also, I forgot to... or the third level. I forgot to mention that if... you'll notice that when I use a bomb to blow up the Zapfish at the end of each level, that's what they're called, by the way, it only takes one bomb to blow them up instead of like 5 shots than it normally would, so it's pretty good. So now we get to, it's pretty fast. Now we get to our first boss. This is where I need to explain something. There's a glitch. Not really a glitch, it's more of an exploit, but I call it a glitch. I did this at NGA, so it's not a glitch, trust me. We've agreed on this. But there is a exploit found out that every time you switch bombs, your gun shoots out one extra shot than it normally would, because usually there's a cooldown time from your gunshots. But if I go ahead and spam my bombs while shooting, I shoot one extra shot, and it shoots the tentacle much easier. It's much easier to do this when I actually have all 3 versions of the bombs, because I can just spam my D-pad around in a circular motion. But I can just spam between the 2 bombs that I currently have, and that's what we call bomb spamming, or bomb spraying, I think. I don't know the actual term for it. I am going to mess up oh my god, that's the first time I've messed up this boss. Let's go, boys! Who's ready to go overestimate? This is gonna be amazing. I blame myself. I think I mentioned this in the Discord beforehand. I did not practice for this run, because I was supposed to be doing Odyssey, and things came up, and I couldn't do Odyssey. So I ended up practicing for Odyssey more, and for no reason, because I ended up being able to not do that run. So instead, I'm doing Splatoon with, like, what, 2 levels of practice, so this is gonna be great. But yeah, this is Octospomp, and you'll notice that every single boss in Splatoon has fabulous legs, and it's the truth for him. Look at his legs, they're twirling! This is fine. No, it's not. I'm expecting to maybe go overestimate for this, trust me. Oh, so I did something bad. What I did there was, again, New Game Plus is kicking in, into my brain, because I accidentally collected what's called the Sunken Scroll, like I mentioned earlier, and if I collect that, it actually shows a cutscene at the end of the level, so that's bad. Anyhow, that's the first level, and here's what I mean. There we go. That's a 1 second time loss because I grabbed that there. Alright. And so, with that, we move on to World 2. So, routing the levels, you actually need to unlock all the levels in the main area in order to actually enter them, obviously. So this is where it starts getting interesting with the routing, because we can route these levels in whatever order we want. And once you open up and break a level open, you can launch back to it later. So coming up here, I'm going to... after this level, what I'm going to be doing is I need to wait until I have a certain amount of eggs for the other type of bombs, which I'm probably not going to have enough for by the end of this level, usually, if I'm on the optimal routing for the eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the next level, but I'm not going to enter it, and I'm going to enter a different level instead. So, and you'll be seeing that much later when we get to the later worlds, like World 3 and World 5. We do that a lot, so... Okay, so right here, okay, I got a pretty good cycle. This level's very cycle-based. This is Spinner Splatfest. And there's these spreaders here that spread enemy ink. And I can't swim in enemy ink, I need to swim in my ink. So, yeah, I need to be on a good cycle. Hopefully I'm on the good cycle for the last cycle. I hope so. This is the cycle I'm mostly looking for. It was an okay cycle. Hopefully I should be able to swim up that. Okay, good. That was decent. So fun fact about me, if you did not know this, I don't know how many of you actually watch my streams. I stream on YouTube, fun fact. I don't actually stream on Twitch very often. But I'm actually colorblind, so seeing these colors, they're all like gray to me. They're all different shades of gray. So playing online is the worst for me. Also, nice little skip coming up here. It's not a glitch. I know it's yes, glitches allowed. We'll get to the glitches eventually. I almost failed it too. Let's go. That's actually a decent level. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm colorblind, so playing online is really hard for me. Because everything looks the same, for the most part. Alright, so, like I said earlier, right here, I'm gonna go ahead and break open this level. I'm not gonna enter it, though, because I need burst bombs, and I'm 7 short. So I'm gonna do that level at the end of the world instead of doing it now. So now we're gonna do Gusher Gauntlet. This is a really cool level. And a really fast one. I think this is like one of the shortest like normal missions. There are later levels like the Octoling levels and the Octostriker levels, which we'll get to, and they each take like a minute. But this one is one of like the main levels that takes like no time. And fun fact, something amazing about this level. So fun fact, if you guys know Glad Jonas, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say fun fact. If you guys know Glad Jonas, you'll know that he's known for compilations of speedrunning. I was actually featured on soft locks and speedrunning because of this area right here. I actually soft locked the game because of something that we found out that we didn't know you could end up doing. Basically, if you kill an enemy and die on the same frame, the enemies won't spawn anymore, and those Octolings right there that I shot down that were spawning and I had to kill to progress, I ended up doing that glitch there, and they wouldn't spawn anymore. So, yeah, I soft-locked in my first ever any percent run, and it was horrible. So don't make that mistake if you're gonna run this game. Just saying. Alright, so that's Gusher Gauntlet. And as you can see up on the tops of the screen, on the tops, on the top of the screen, we need a certain number of Zapfish. We need to beat all the levels in the area before we can move on to the boss. This area right here, this level, this is our first Octoling level, and it has the coolest glitch in the run right here. This is called Octoskip, and this is our first actual glitch. And I'll explain it when it actually happens. I need to focus on this first. I'm going to be listening for an audio cue. So I'll be back in a sec. I promise, I will. Okay, there we go. So, you might be a little confused about that. Basically what happened is the coding for Inklings and Octolings are the exact same coding value. So, if an Octoling launches through a Zapfish, the game thinks that I'm the... and it's broken open. The game thinks that I'm actually the one who collected it. And that's the only area where that works. So, basically what I did was I waited for a specific time for me to shoot my Inkzooka, which is that special that I got. And it barely reaches enough if you're in the right area of the level so that it breaks open the Zapfish. And I did that so that the Octoling would be in the right place and launch through at the right time, and it would collect the Zapfish for me. And that's the only area that works, sadly, but it's the coolest looking glitch, and it always surprises everyone the first time they see it. A lot of people come to my streams and are like, what just happened? It's a pretty technical trick. It's the most technical trick in the run, where we actually like mess with the coding, but it's really cool. And in my opinion, it's the coolest looking level of the entire run. This is also the other kind of level I was talking about. These are the Octotrooper, or the Octostriker levels, where we have to defeat this big guy at the very end, this big boy. And there's going to be a few of these levels that we have to take on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak around here and bomb spray. There we go. And he's dead. And that's the Zapfish. That was a decent level. It could have been better and it could have been worse. Alright, so now we got 2 more levels of World 2. World 2 is definitely one of the shorter of the the 4 worlds technically that we have to do in this run. Okay, so we got to go up here for this last, the last one that we have to open up. So there we go. And this level sucks. I will say this right now. This level is one of my least favorite levels early on in the run. This is definitely a run killer at the start of the run. Oh god. Speaking of which, these okay. These little, I don't know, I call them ink bugs. I know that's not what they're called, but that's what I call them. They are very annoying, and they're also kind of RNG. Not really. I call them RNG to make myself feel better. So, do me a favor and call them RNG, please. Thank you. What a great streamer I am. Anyhow, this level has a lot of enemies, and we're just gonna not care about any of them. Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. For the most part in Splatoon, you don't have to defeat all the enemies in order to progress, unless you have to defeat certain enemies to progress. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna skip for the most part ones that we don't have to fight. Right here we do have to fight these enemies though, so I'm gonna switch to my bomb so I can distract this enemy here, so that he looks behind him and I can take him out. There we go. Very nice. And now these little propellers, if you notice, they come down towards me whenever I shoot them, and the special number is 3. I don't actually have to shoot that one. That one I can just jump over. So the special number is 3, so I don't have to wait a long time for them to go back up. So this was actually a really bad level because I have to wait a long time. But if you shoot them with 3 shots specifically, they will come down just enough so that you don't have to wait too long for them to go back up, which is nice. Yeah, and I do say that level was RNG because I lost 20 seconds to those guys. Haha. See, it was all part of my master plan. Alright, so now, since we opened that level from before, we're going to go ahead and launch to it, and then we're going to quickly buy burst bombs. There we go. And now that we have burst bombs, we can go ahead and hop in the level, because this level is so much better with burst bombs, and you'll see why. There are these things called sponges, and let me just give you a quick demonstration of why burst bombs are the way to go for this. There we go. Basically, these inflate the sponges in 1 hit instead of like 5, how it normally would take. So it saves a lot of shots, and the hero shot that we currently have, which is our gun, does not shoot fast since we're not leveling it up at all. You can increase its fire rate and stuff like that if you have the fish eggs for it, but we do not collect nearly enough of them during the run for it to be worthwhile. So there we go. We're gonna go ahead and skip defeating those guys. So right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna jump over here, have these guys notice me, and they're gonna come after me, and bye. Good talk. And there we go. Alright, so yeah, this level is fairly easy for the most part. There's not really anything that can go wrong. Mainly I just want to distract these guys so they won't shoot at me. Hop over these tires. And there is another version of Cannonless coming up that I could do. I'm actually not going to go for it. It does not save as much time as the first Cannonless does. The first Cannonless saves, like, I think a minute. The other Cannonless saves, this Cannonless right here, it only saves, like, maybe 20 seconds at the most if you do it, like, very optimally. And again, you just have to go across these sponges without using the cannon. In my opinion, it's not worth it in the slightest, so I'm just going to go ahead and be a baby and die, because I'm great at video games. Look at ya boy doing the thing in a marathon, to say the least. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? This is why we have 3 lives in each level, because, you know, I'm the one doing the run, so there's bound to be something that goes wrong. Also, burst bombs are the fastest bombs to throw, so it's easiest to blow up the Zapfish at the end of the stage with them over anything else. And now that we have all of the different bombs, we can actually do spam spraying to the best of our ability now that we have every single bomb. So that unlocks the boss for World 2, so let's take him on. Alright, there we go. And this is Octonozzle, and again, just like Octostomp, I want you to take a look at his legs. His voluptuous, tiny little man legs, and see how cute they are. And these cutscenes that you're seeing for each boss and each level, you cannot skip these cutscenes in any percent. But in New Game Plus, we can skip these cutscenes. Again, why I think that New Game Plus is a much more beginner-friendly speedrun and a more speedrun-friendly speedrun. I can't speak. Hi, I'm Joey. Alright, so this is definitely the boss fight that I will be spamming, doing spam spraying the most in. So that's the full effect of spam spraying, actually, if you saw that right there. Just the fact that I can do little circles with my thumb on the analogs, or the D-pad, to switch between all 3 bombs, it really speeds up and saves countless amounts of seconds throughout the entirety of the run. And you can see it too. You can see it if you look at my bombs and you see how quickly I'm switching. There we go. So if you hear stuff in the background, I cannot control that. Alright, there you go. So, you're a potato. That's good to know. Alright. And this is his last phase, and we have to destroy 4 belly buttons. So, please stop. Okay. And again, we're just going to use spam spraying because it's the easiest thing to do in the game. I don't know how this was oversighted. I think it was meant to be kept in, honestly, because it's so easy to do. It's like they knew it. And there we go. And that's his last phase. Actually, I didn't get trolled by any of them, thankfully. Those can be really hard to hit sometimes, so I'm glad that I managed to get them all fairly easily. They have really weird hitboxes. Alright, this time I'm not going to collect the sunken scroll. I'm actually going to think for once. And there we go. There we go, I skipped it, guys. We did it. We saved time. Alright. So now we're moving into World 4, but first we have a cutscene because this game is a lot of cutscenes for any percent. Sorry if you hear that in the background. So, now moving on to World 3, this is where routing for levels really gets weird. Like I said, if you unlock a level and don't play it right away, you can jump to it later to complete it farther on. So we're going to be doing that right in World 3. It's more specific in World 5, which is our last world that we'll be doing, but it's really noticeable here, and I'll explain why in some cases. It's just easier for us in general. Alright, so right off the bat I sent a Seeker out front so I could get that ink there. It just saves a little bit of time. Just a little bit of optimization. So this is our first level right here. And we're going to do Ink Rail Skyscape. This is also like one of the funnest levels of World 4, or World 3, sorry. So this is a cool one. It's just really fast paced. There we go. So these are these ink rails. We've seen them a little bit, but we're going to be seeing them much more in depth here. And basically, each level of Splatoon is kind of unique because each one basically has its own little gimmick. Not really gimmick, but its own thing that it focuses on. This one is ink rails. Later on, we'll be seeing one where like all of the floors are invisible, which is pretty cool. And leads to some interesting stuff. I cannot shoot this guy to save my life. And, okay, this part sucks. But yeah, it's really cool, the diverse amount of levels and the design that goes into them. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, I'm actually getting a lot of fish eggs, and it's ironic that the point that we don't need fish eggs, the game just gives it to us. I don't know why. It's like they knew people would speedrun this game. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this special. I'm going to try to do this in one round so I don't have to use any more specials. There's one more there for me, but I really hope I don't have to use it. Okay, good. I got it in one cycle. Nice. Very good. That was a really optimal Ink Rail Skyscape. Overall, just decent. And right here, we're just going to go ahead and pop through these guys and hit the ink rail and just have that nice little momentum going, that little flow. And there we go. That's the level. Alright, so next one is RNG City. um, this next level, like I just said, is actually RNG. Not like where I was joking, like, oh, it's RNG, ha ha ha. No, it's actually RNG. These are flutters, and they have like 7 different patterns they can do throughout the entirety of the run. This is the easiest flutter level. There is a harder flutter level that has even worse RNG in World 5 that we'll get to, and trust me, we'll get to it. But trust me, this is why I put my estimate like 5 minutes ahead of what my PB is, because it's horrible. This is where PBs come to die. This level and the level in World 5. Alright. But yeah, these guys are also slow, so, and they're one-hit kills. Alright, so right here what I'm gonna do is, there's a few skips we can do in this level, but for the most part it's just you get good RNG or you don't. So let's hope for good RNG. Can we get some blessed RNG in the chat for specifically the last part of the level? Thank you in advance. Alright, so right here we need to go get a key, and then we get to backtrack with the key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this key, and then there's this cool little jump I can do here in this corner. If I just go ahead and... whoop. Yeah, it just skips a little bit of it. A little bit of backtracking. There we go. Very nice. Okay, this is where I need the RNG, and we got horrible RNG. Alright, guys. Wow. We got absolutely horrible RNG. And I don't know where the guy is now. Oh, there he is. Of course he's right there. Come on, man. That was... oh my god, this RNG is bad. This RNG is very bad. This RNG is bad. Okay, fine. Whatever, I'll deal with it. That's fine. I don't care. Holy dude. Okay, we lost like a minute there to that RNG. Just saying. There we go. Alright, that sucks. Whatever, we lost time. Welcome to Splatoon. RNG is the name of the game. Alright, so now, moving on to our next level. Again, routing gets weird. Whoop! There we go. And this is really where routing starts to get weird, so after this level, you're going to see what I mean by we're going to be unlocking levels far in advance. So... now on Octoling level, since we went through one Octoling cutscene and one Octostriker cutscene, we can actually skip all the rest of them now, which is very helpful. So we don't have to see those cutscenes ever again. We can actually skip them now with the minus button, thankfully. Okay, hopefully this guy gives me good RNG. So he has shot RNG. I did not mention this at all, but in this game there's shot RNG. Basically, the first shot will always go where my reticle is aiming, and then the second shot from there on... all of the other shots are completely random, and they can go either to the left, to the middle, or to the right, and the AI also has that too. Okay, so right now I'm going to use my splat bombs to blow up this level in advance, but I'm not actually going to play it, because I'm going to go down here and play this level instead. Alright, so that's what I mean by the routing's very weird at this point, because... we had to unlock a level, but we're not playing it, and we're going to play it after this one, and yeah, this just shows the kind of routing optimizations we had. World 3's routing used to be so weird back in the day when this game first came out, so it's very difficult to route these worlds. It's actually harder to route Splatoon 2's worlds, because they're just even more random. Okay, this guy's not being nice. Come on, Octostriker. Oh, come on, bomb guy, please. Alright. Hello, sir. Thank you for not dying. Are you kidding me, man? This run sucks today. Alright. And again, we can skip cutscenes, thankfully, now in this level, now that we've seen at least one of them. Oh, whoops. Hello? Sir, die. Thank you, Jesus. That sucked. I mean, I like this game. I only have 1,000 hours in it, so no big deal. And that's just from speedrunning. Alright. So now that we have beaten this level, we're going to go ahead and launch to the level that we unlocked earlier. And there we go, shifting platforms. This is another really big emphasis on cycle-based levels. World 3 has some really well-designed levels, but this one's just kind of a pain because of the cycles that we have to hit. Specifically the end cycle. There's this big group of 3 moving blocks that we have to climb up. So I'm going to hope that I hit them. We'll see. I'm going to hope that I hit the right cycle, or the best cycle. Okay, I hit the good cycle here. That's nice. Oh, please. Thank you. That sucks. Alright, so right here I'm going to go ahead and throw a Seeker right here just to ink up this little bit of the wall. Because what I want to do is I want to ink up this... Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Okay, we're gonna miss a cycle here. Yeah, I was trying to hit this cycle. That's fine. We're a cycle behind now. Each cycle that we miss, we lose 7 seconds. So that's a little bit of a time loss. It's not that big of a deal considering how a lot of this run has just been time loss. So at this point, I'm just gonna take finishing the run in general. Alright. And again, Splatoon is a very not marathon safe run. There's a lot of RNG, there's a lot of difficult tricks that go into it, especially for any %. There's a lot of me about to die. Good. Yeah, this little wall right here, I'm gonna go ahead and take the safe cycle, the one extra cycle here, because I did not get a good cycle. I didn't get here in a good time. But there we go, that's fine. We did miss the other cycle though, so we did lose 7 seconds. Alright. The new glitch, what do you mean? World 4 skip, which we're gonna see fairly soon, actually, and I'm very scared about that. That's at least that's something I practice, but World 4 skip was actually found pretty recently after the game first came out. I think it was found a month after the game came out, and it broke everything. This is my favorite level in the speedrun, ladies and gentlemen, and I am very happy to show why. It's mainly for the end of the level. We can skip what gave me in my childhood horrible nightmares, and that was the Great Wall of Inklings, or Octolings. You can skip basically the entire ending, which is supposed to be like this whole, like, battle thing, or this whole battle of different Octolings that you had to beat, and then more would appear after you beat that wave, and then it's just crazy. But you can actually just skip them, and I'll explain why when we get to it. But the cool thing with this level, and I mentioned this earlier, this is that level I was talking about where all the floor is completely and utterly invisible until you spray it with ink, or the enemy sprays it with ink. So we have to worry about knowing where we're going, but if you're like me, and you have played this game way too many times for the average person, you'll know where the stuff is, so do not worry. I'm gonna still be kind of safe, because, you know, this run hasn't been the hardest anyways, and we're gonna spray our way to the finish. We're gonna spray and pray. This guy right here is annoying. This is what I call a squeegee. We haven't really seen one that's been a problem yet, because we have ways around it. Also, this jump is cool. That's a pure swag strat, but squeegees are really annoying because they cover up their ink on a wall with enemy ink, they just wipe it clean, and it's really dumb. That's basically what it comes down to. It's just really dumb. They're very annoying. Alright, so this is supposed to be where the gauntlet is. So, how enemies work in this game, how this wave of enemies work, basically they will spawn whether you kill them all, or you reached their platform before they do, before they spawn. And so what we do is we just skip them, that whole battle sequence. It's supposed to be really hard, but we just skip it basically all because we can just jump to the next platform and sneak behind them. And there we go. With that, World 3 is all done except for the boss. So let's do it. We're just going to do this cool little jump. There we go. I'm way too over the top today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright. We found a glitch? What glitch? I don't remember. Anyhow, so this is Octowhirl, and fun fact, Tones Ballones, who is the world record holder, or used to be the world record holder, throwing shade, for any % in all the categories for Splatoon. This is where we found out the spam spraying was a thing, because he just got bored. You can never, like, speed up this boss fight, because it's pretty much an auto-scroller. Oh, and okay. I thought you were talking about Splatoon, I was like, what, there's a new glitch? But yeah, there's there's no way to speed up this boss except to just do it like normal. And so, he was just messing around with the controller and figured out that you can do spam spraying. Like that. Like I've showed off already. So this is where he found it, and it's really cool that that's kind of the origin story of it. It showed up in the most boringest boss fight of all time, funnily enough. So you're probably wondering, how's World 4 skip gonna work? I'm gonna try to explain it now. Now's the best time to explain it because I'm gonna try to be quiet to actually get World 4 skip. And basically the reason why we skip World 4 is really sucky in a speed run because it has 2 auto-scrollers, and it has the worst boss fight in the game. So, luckily, we take that all out of commission because we do World 4 skip. Basically, when you're a squid, you have a tiny line of physicality on you. And basically, before we beat each world, you'll notice that each world's exit was kind of in this little electric field sort of thing that normally would have pushed us back if you went up to it before you beat the world. On the line of that of the rim of the edge of that platform, you can actually squid onto it with a very precise setup. And so we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be skipping it. Because the only reason we can do this with World 4 only is because World 4 does not use an ink rail to exit the world. So that's why we're going to be doing it there. And it's very hard, and it requires a very precise setup. I'll try to explain it as I go on. I actually showed it off last time at NGR because there was a donation incentive to show it off after the run, and we did that, so... also, Cuttlefish, who is our mentor, he gets captured. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, so as you can see, this little, like, electric plug down there, this is what I'm talking about. We're going to be skipping that. Yeah, that thing right there. And, unfortunately, World 4 is the only way we can skip a world, because of the fact that there's no ink rail, that is used out of World 4. So, this is going to be hard, and I hope it looks cool. This is the one reason to run any percent in my opinion, because World 4 kind of sucks. Has a lot of the worst levels in the game. Alright, here it goes. I'm just going to make a little setup for me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink the outside of the side there, and I'm going to ink up the side there. Now I'm going to get on the corner here, line myself up. Okay. Holy Jesus! Okay! My success rate is not that good. Alright. This run turned okay. Wow. That's the best thing that could have happened in this run. I'm so happy about that. Wow, dude, first try. Alright, that is way harder than it looks. Oh, whoops. That is way harder than it looks. Alright, so we're in World 5 now. So we skipped all of World 4 with that. That's basically what I mean. You can squid on the very edge, and you have to be very careful with your positioning because you can get pushed off after that. So I had to be very careful there. But man, I just golded by a bunch, so that saved a lot of time. I've never gotten it first try in a run. Holy, this run turned from bad to mediocre really fast. And now we get to another really annoying level, so hopefully this goes okay. Because we have these guys we have to deal with. Whew! Dude, that pop-off, I wasn't ready for that. I really wasn't. Wow. I was really expecting to stay there for like 3 attempts or something like that, at least, because I cannot stress how hard that trick is for new runners. Like, that is definitely a Monka-esque moment. So getting that first try is a huge relief, especially in a marathon setting. Even in my tutorial from NGA, even in the tutorial, I ended up messing up on it once or twice. So getting that, again, huge relief. Holy. GG. So that's basically the rest of the run. That's like the hardest part of the run right there. Like, I'm not saying the rest of the run is free, but there's really not much compared to that we have to worry about. There's just this, which is another cycle base, which I messed up. So don't worry. I mean, I missed the cycle anyways. Couldn't have done anything about it. I would have had to wait, no matter what. There we go. But yeah, that is definitely making me happy. Whew! Now I'm nervous, because like before I was like a minute off PB, but now I'm on PB pace, if I continue well. Not bad, Joey. Not bad. Alright. So, by the way, this is the pinwheel level. I did not talk about this. This is, like, probably, in my opinion, the worst level in World 5, so, we get to do this one right after we finish World 4 skip. After you're really bored, you get a nice little breather, because this is basically an auto-scroller at this point. And I have to wait because I didn't make the cycle, because I'm bad at video games, he says, after he gets it first try, because he's good. Alright, there we go. Very nice. Alright. Alright, so World 5 is definitely where routing gets very interesting. And you'll see what I mean in a second here. Specifically, in 1 or 2 levels, you will see what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna hope I can make this jump. Alright, good. We're gonna go to the left here because that's the way we need to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this and not actually enter this level. There we go, come on. Oh, what? Alright, good job, me! Brag about being good and then die for no reason. Alright, so there we go. Let's do this again. There we go. Good job jumping to the level that you should have made it to. Alright, so this is the next and last Octoling level. I know, it's also the shortest level that we have remaining, so I cherish it while it lasts. Here's this cool little skip we can do. Whoop! And I did not mention this, but all of the Octoling and Ink Striker levels, they are all on levels from, or on maps from the game's online mode. Or from the game's online in general. So, for those people who play online, you should be masters at this. Just saying. If you aren't, then I don't know what's wrong with you. You're probably bad at the online, first of all. There we go. Got him. Decent. Do 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 do. Alright. Whew! Alright, so now, because I messed up, we're behind again, so let's go. I honestly still don't think this can beat me, but whatever. It's at least a better time than I would have gotten with a failed World 4 skip. So now we move on to this level, which is the second shortest level that we have remaining. Again, we're getting the shortest ones out of the way so we can do long ones. Because you guys want this run to never end, Kappa. Totally. Alright, so yeah, right here, this is the only level, the only Ink Striker level that needs a key. So we're going to have to grab that there. And now we have to watch out for these guys who are going to snipe us, but we're fine because we're going to deke them. And the last time we had to fight you, Mr. Sir. Hello. Let's do this. Oh god. There we go. Nice. Decent. Good job, me. I don't know why I congratulate myself each time. It's just a thing I've done in my runs all the time. Alright. The music in this game is amazing, by the way. If you don't know that, you should listen to the OST of this game. It's pretty fantastic. Alright. This is really where the routing gets messed up. This is like the weirdest routing of the entire game, of all of any percent. There's a lot more weird routing in World 4 if you're doing all sunken scrolls. But this is the weirdest routing for here, because we have to throw these bombs over here so that we open up a level that you can barely see off screen. Okay, good, I made it. Sick. And I missed it! Okay, that's bad. I'm gonna have to jump over here. Okay, but at least I opened the level. I guess. I guess that's decent. Alright. Whatever. We'll do the casual strat because I can't do anything else. There we go. And yes, by the way, this is the last Flutter level, sadly, that we have to do, and it sucks. So this is another less RNG part of the run that we need to worry about. But thankfully, there's no RNG for where the guy is, where the keys are. They're always going to be in the same places. So this one will always be here, guarded by this guy. And then the next key will always be in the same place in the next area. Alright. There we go. And now we have to go above the rafters here. And I'm hoping there is a very big part of RNG at the end of the level, which I'll talk about. And this one's always going to be in the top right corner. This guy's going to get surprised because he sees me. That always happens. So I always know that I have a free moment of time save there, or a free moment of breathing there, because when they see you, they get shocked and they like gasp, and none of that happens. I'm kidding. Okay. This is why we love Seekers, by the way, because it clears up all of the enemy ink for us, and it's beautiful, and we love it. We stand Seekers. Alright, so this is what I meant by RNG. Okay, that guy's in a decent place. This Octosniper here, this entire level he's been moving around, and we want this guy to be somewhat near the end of the level, which he wasn't. But he was still on our way, so we didn't lose too much time. That was still a good level. We got very good RNG for actually getting the keys. So overall, not bad. But it could have been better. My PB actually had perfect RNG, so I can't beat that. But there we go. Alright, so next up we have one more level before we actually launch to that one that we unlocked already. And this has a really cool jump in it. I hope I actually make this jump, so I'm going to go ahead and unlock this ink rail. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. That's my favorite jump in the game right there. You unlock the ink rail and then squid into it. It's so cool. And now we have Spongy Observatory for our last long... In my opinion, this is our last like really long level that we have to do, so... We do have Splat Switch, though, after this, which is also genuinely long. Alright, so we're going to have these guys go ahead and just... everybody do the flop right there. Alright. I'm just going to go ahead and jump here so I can take this guy out without him noticing me. And this level has some really cool jumps and skips, I guess you could call them skips. They're not really skips. Like I said, there's a lot of skips that can be classified as glitches in this game, but they're really not. There we go. Okay. And by the way, this power-up that we got here, the Inkzooka, is very good for that level, or that part there. Because it just unlocks all of those sponges in a row, and there's an enemy right there beforehand, so we didn't want that guy to see us, so it just works out in the long run. Again, these levels are very well built, so for the most part, there are one or two levels that I agree. I don't agree with how they're built, but for the most part, they're decently built. Right here, I'm going to do a nice jump, and pretend I'm going to swim up that wall, even though it doesn't have ink on it. I guess you can call that a glitch, sure. Good job, me. But even though a wall is not, you can jump over a piece of wall that doesn't have ink on it, even if it, like I said, even if it doesn't have ink on it, because it's close enough in the vicinity to ink that it just acts like it does. Oh god, I almost got killed by that bomb. That bomb's bounce is very weird. Sometimes it kills me and sometimes it doesn't. Right here, we don't even need to ink the wall. What's up? Alright, so right here I'm going to go ahead and save this so that it's actually in the right, so that I can use it for the last guy. I'm going to go ahead and hit this guy here and make it so that this guy, he will always spawn on a diagonal to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and spawn him in that corner so that I can hit him like that. And there we go. That's that level. This run is kind of good. Not really. It's still bad. But it's close enough to PB that I'm happy with it. Alright, so now we're going to launch that level. Remember that level that we unlocked way back when? Yeah, we're going to actually use it now. I know, right? Crazy. And this is our last actual level in the game before we fight the final boss guys. And you may be looking at the timer and you're like, whoa, your estimate's 110 and you're only like 50 minutes into the run. How you're gonna be like 20 minutes ahead of estimate? No, and the reason why is because the final boss takes about 10 minutes. So strap in for a ride, ladies and gentlemen, because we're not done in the slightest. Okay, hello sir, please no. Just please no. Alright, so these guys I'm gonna, or not. I was gonna say I'm gonna kill them with the Yangzuka, but you know, that works too. That's fine. No, stop. You're RNG and I hate you. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I meant to do the first time, I swear. Oh my god, I almost didn't make that jump. I would have hated myself. Like, hated myself more than I already do for this run. Because this run has not been the greatest, and then it turned into the greatest. So it's been a mix of everything, and I'm very confused. Okay. Let's go. So yeah, this level has these splat switches, and this is the only time we will ever see them in the run, sadly. I know. Very sad. Very Omega sad. But yeah, basically you just splat them, and they make things rise and fall, which is cool. Sometimes it's cool. I don't know. It can be cool for you, it cannot be cool for you. Everybody's their own person. Okay, he sniped me. Thank God he didn't one-shot me. I would have been so mad. Whoo, boy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and ink this now because it's, the sooner I ink this, the sooner I can ink this one. Ink this one. Thank you. Hi, guys. I'm gonna blow you off the edge. Please don't quote that. Alright. Okay. There we go. And, yeah, these octoballs, we can just shoot them all off the side because, you know, video gaming. Yeet! Alright. And this is the last Zapfish of the run before the great Zapfish, so get prepared for the end of the run, kind of. Not really. Oh my god, they are giving me bad RNG. Let's go. These are the last gushers. I know I said these were the last gushers like earlier, but these are the actual last gushers. These ones don't matter as much though. It doesn't matter. And we lost 20 seconds because I'm good at video games. Let's go. Woo! Alright, so final boss time, guys. And I hope you guys are prepared for this. There it is. The final boss unlocks. I'm scared. I'm so scared. And so, in order to actually access the final boss, we need to go over here. Because this is where we can actually access it. And there we go. So... Just warning, person who's on time, you have 10 minutes to do whatever you want to do. Because cutscenes are also a thing, so... Yeah. Have fun. I want everybody to get up and dance, by the way, because coming up we're going to have a squid party. It's going to be a great time. Honestly, this run went way better than I expected because of first try Agent 4 skip? World 4 skip, oh god. Alright, so that's the great Zapfish. He looks kind of derpy, and he's going to get sucked on up with triple C's. And there we go. And this is, in my opinion, one of the coolest looking final bosses in a Nintendo game, so enjoy, DJ Octavio. And also, I should mention, it's kind of obvious at this point, if you've been watching the run, but we're going to be using Spam Spray a lot, so get ready. Because this is Spam Spray the boss, basically. That's the fastest way to fight the boss. Basically, everything he shoots at us can be Spam Sprayed, including these fists! So basically, we have to push him back with his fists, and yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and dance here. Hey, buddy. Miss you already. What the heck? Okay, that was weird. For some reason, 2 of my shots didn't hit, and they should have. And then he's going to pull a Ganondorf, because he's going to want to play some tennis with us, I know. I'm just such a good tennis player. I think he heard. He heard around the country. Alright. He heard that he had to come down to Canada to hear this. Or to see it. Alright, and yeah, so now we have to play Torpedo Tennis, the TT. Gotta spam those bombs, boys. Get that bomb spam hype. There we go. And... there we go. And if we jump, we actually hit the missile before it actually reaches us. So it's a little bit faster. Alright, so that's the first phase. There are like 5 phases. Don't get excited. In my opinion, this is the worst way to end a run, though. I really hate Splatoon because of this final boss. If it had a different final boss, dude, I'd be so much better with this game, but the fact that it has, like, one of the worst final bosses for speedrunning, just, it adds to everything. Also, I missed one of the hands, but hopefully that should be fine, because I would need to do a second set of hands anyways, or an extra set of hands anyways, in order to get him pushed back, so I didn't lose any time. But I did lose a little bit of damage, but don't worry, I'm gonna get some defense, which is good. There we go. That last spam spray was not good. I did rip on Discord, and I'm sorry about that. I was on my phone, so I had to look up something, and that was the issue. Okay, so it doesn't look like I'm gonna... Oh no, I am far enough back. Okay, good. Thank God. Alright. There we go. We gotta play some tennis again. You guys ready? Dude, my thumbs after Splatoon get so hurt because spam spraying hurts my thumbs. You're basically mashing on the D-pad.
Oh shoot, I can join.
Better if
Oh, wait. Wrong place. I went to setup. I thought that's where we were at. Shoot. I can't. It's okay. I'll tell you when time is, and then I'll tell you what the actual time was. I'm sorry. I joined setup. Alright, so these little guys, these little balls that they're sending out here, I know, banned off Twitch. Oh god, wow, that's a new one. Okay, that sucks. That really sucks. Here, Sloa, I'll tell you when time is right now. Basically, as soon as I get the final hit on him. You can take a guess on when that is. But yeah, these little balls he's sending out, I should have mentioned this earlier before dying. But these balls that he's sending out will actually send out enemies to us, and that just adds more work for us to do, and that's not fun. So we're going to try to destroy them before they get to us. Alright, so there we go. There we go. I'm going to make that jump because I'm a daredevil. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. And they start off, there's different waves of enemies that will be coming out, but that's, yeah. That's the first set. There we go. Nice. And nice. Okay. Alright, here we go. This is the next phase of tennis. You guys are ready. You guys ready for some ping pong? Except